Interviews are great opportunities for celebrities to sell themselves to their fans and to win even more admiration from the public. But sometimes the complete opposite occurs, and instead of helping their careers, some celebrities have managed to dig themselves into holes that they just couldn't get out of. In this video, we'll be looking at 10 celebrities who really messed up during interviews and ruined their careers, some temporarily and some beyond repair. But before we begin, don't forget to comment and like this video. Also, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to get updated on the latest. So, without further ado, here are 10 celebrities whose careers suffered because of the horrible things they said and did during interviews.
You guys don't really hang out on tour. You don't know what I mean.
No.
1. Megan Fox. Everyone knows you don't talk trash about your boss, especially not in front of a million people. But that's exactly what Megan Fox did. During an interview with Wonderland magazine, she compared Michael Bay, the director of Transformers, which she had a lead role in, to some of the worst dictators in history, saying he's like Napoleon, and he wants to create this insane, infamous madman reputation. He wants to be like Hitler on his sets, and he is. She went on to say that he has no social skills at all. He's vulnerable and fragile in real life, and then on set he's a tyrant. This flippant comment ultimately got her fired from the Transformers franchise. But according to Bay, it was Steven Spielberg, the executive producer of the shows, who insisted on her termination. Bay claimed that he wasn't hurt by her comments, saying Megan loves to get a response, and she does it in kind of the wrong way. Bay also hinted that Megan didn't act professional even while on set. In his words, she was in a different world, on her BlackBerry. He also added, "I'm sorry, Megan. I'm sorry I made you work 12 hours. I'm sorry I'm making you show up on time. Movies are not always warm and fuzzy." After allegedly apologizing to Bay, Megan starred in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, which Michael Bay produced. But otherwise, her notable roles have been few and far between after her flippin' comments.
Oh, I do remember this. Oh, why are you doing this to me?
2. Katherine Heigl. The movie Knocked Up was loved by almost everyone. Katherine Heigl, who starred in the show, even said that it was the best filming experience of her career. But apparently, that wasn't all she had to say about the movie. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Heigl said she found Knocked Up a little sexist. Her reasons were that it paints women as shrews, as humorless and uptight, and it paints the whole men as lovable, goofy, fun-loving guys. She even says that on some days, she had a hard time with it. In her words, "I'm playing such a bitch. Why is she being such a killjoy?" That comment did a lot of damage to her career, particularly combined with a comment she had previously made about the writing in Grey's Anatomy not being good enough for her to even contend for a win in the Emmys, as well as her increasingly erratic behavior on set, which gave her a reputation for being difficult to work with for years. Katherine's career never fully recovered from the big hit it took.
I'm not a rude person. I'm not an unkind or mean person. I would never go out of my way or consciously try to hurt anyone.
3. John Mayer. In 2010, Mayer gave an interview to Playboy magazine. In this interview, John Mayer showed near zero restraint and said a lot of stuff he most likely wishes he could take back, because his career took a big hit after the interview was made public. He told the magazine about his love for self-soothing and how his biggest dream was to write pornography. He claimed his ex-girlfriend, Jennifer Aniston, was hoping it goes back to 1998, said he only dates white women, and even dropped the N-word during the interview. He also infamously compared intimacy with his ex-girlfriend, Jessica Simpson, to using drugs. One of his most infamous quotes from that interview being that Jessica was like the napalm, sexual napalm. Before the interview started, John Mayer had mentioned to the interview that he thinks the world will be better off if I stop doing interviews. For the sake of his career and reputation, he really should have taken that seriously.
So I'm a recovered ego addict, like that, because that's my AA for being an egomaniac.
4. R. Kelly. In 2008, R. Kelly was interviewed by a journalist for BET. This was in the midst of all the allegations concerning R. Kelly having a penchant for being with underage girls. During the interview, he was asked outright if he liked teenage girls. Kelly replied, "When you say teenage, how old are we talking?" This shocked everyone, including his interviewer, Torre. Kelly then went on to deny that he liked teenage girls, but his initial response, which was less than fitting, definitely didn't do his career and reputation any good. His supporters drastically reduced, and his career may never bounce back after that interview.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth.
5 Seconds of Summer. Being interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine is a huge deal, and during the interview, 5 Seconds of Summer went above and beyond in a desperate attempt to sound cooler and to improve the public's perception of their band. On this interview, they did everything from comparing themselves to legendary bands like Rolling Stones and the Beatles, to dismissing their female fan base, which is basically almost their entire fan base. They also took a shot at the American Music Awards. They went all out and shocked the world with their crude, narcissistic comments, which earned them a lot of well-deserved criticism from their fans.
Excellent guy. It was a dark day. It was sad.
6. Paula Abdul. Paula was in an interview promoting the upcoming season of American Idol. At least, that was what she was supposed to be doing. To put it lightly, that interview did not go well. Paula's delayed responses and spontaneous bouts of laughter, among other strange behaviors, made everyone reach a general consensus that she must have been drunk or otherwise intoxicated. The interview spread like wildfire and became part of her reputation. She dropped out of being a judge on American Idol 2 years later, but eventually snagged a role on the judging panel of So You Think You Can Dance a couple years later.
Publicity is good publicity. You gotta learn to eat it up and embrace it.
7. The Chainsmokers. During an interview with Billboard, the musical duo held nothing back as they eagerly bragged about their fondness for sleeping with multiple girls. And get this, they both were in relationships. One statement they made in particular made waves. They quite unapologetically stated that, "We're just frat bro dudes. You know what I mean? Loving ladies and stuff." The resulting criticisms they received was sure to make them regret ever taking that interview.
Talking about it on the Today Show, but
you've helped a lot of people.
I mean, I just wanted to let people know that like I go through it as well. And
8. Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, Duke of New York, spoke to BBC about his close ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. His comments raised several questions. He outright denied meeting the accuser, Virginia Roberts, even though there is photo evidence that says otherwise. The interview was a series of train wrecks, as he made several statements he shouldn't have, including referring to Jeff Epstein's committing heinous sex offenses, simply as conducting himself in a manner unbecoming. Following the interview, he promptly withdrew from carrying out public duties for the royal family.
And that was the last time?
Yeah, because
Did you discuss Epstein at all then?
No, not actually, funnily enough, no, not at all.
9. Miles Teller. Miles was interviewed by Esquire in 2015. During this interview, Miles was unrestrained and did and said the strangest things. For one, he compared his privates to a champagne glass, and if this wasn't bad enough, he asked the interviewer to cut his meat for him at the restaurant where the interview took place. This interview really hit the brakes on this young actor's career. Looking back, he admits that he was being a jerk, and I think we all agree.
Girls at that age are terrifying in large numbers. It was like, oh my.
10. Tony Danza. During an interview with a local news station, Tony was caught on camera talking down on the local news station in very inappropriate language, unknown to him. All of this was running on live TV. To make matters worse for him and his career, when the news anchor was finally able to get his attention, she reprimanded him for his words, and he didn't even show a trace of remorse for the things he had said.
What do you want from me? I'm an icon. I mean, this is something I'm so happy about being famous for. I know, I've made it. Yeah.
While a lot of these celebs were able to recover to an extent from their misfortunes, quite a lot of their careers may never bounce back. With that, we have come to the end of the video for today. Which one of these interviews do you think was the most awful? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, stay safe. Bye.